Before the spark, there was the flame. In the quiet corners of Umbrasia, an owlin boy named Gamma was raised, not by his father, but by a man of honor. Walters, a friend of his father, became the anvil upon which Gamma's values were shaped. With absent blood ties and a present heart, Walters taught him not just how to fight, but how to care for others. He grew, and so too did the light within him. He found love in Willow, his destined love, and together they kindled a family. 2 children, laughter, peace, a life forged in kindness. But every forge has its rust. Gamma discovered that his father, Mordred, once a hero of Shroudhaven, had turned to shadows. Forming a faction named Talon, corrupt and coiled in secret dealings, he turned to dark magics, aiming to accomplish life eternal. One by one, the light of his life was snuffed out. Walters, Willow, the children, gone. And standing among the ash was only Mordred. Gamma fought, but he was not enough. His blade broke, his heart shattered. Beaten, but not defeated, Gamma fled in search of powers that could rival his father's newfound dark magics. Desperate for strength, Gamma stumbled upon a band of adventurers. They hunted a necromancer. There, he found something unnatural, something powerful. A stone, star-forged and soul-bound, it pulsed with forbidden power. He brought it to Ignicia, seeking the legendary forgesmiths of the forge beneath Lava Crest. To fashion a blade, one he had only read about in necromantic teachings. With the fires of the mountain and the anvil of legacy, he forged a weapon worthy of vengeance, and in doing so, fixed the powerful stone into its hilt. He named it Soul Cleaver, but it was no ordinary relic. The stone whispered. It told him what he wanted to hear: revenge, justice, power, lies. The more he listened, the less he remembered of himself. He returned to Umbrasia, only to find that the land had become twisted, that the once sacred grove of Sylvana had been razed by a lich using dark magic, and a name once forgotten now whispered with dread: Morgrith. Gamma knew him by another name: Father. Fueled by fury and whispers, Gamma returned to Shroudhaven. He hunted Morgrith. The lich spurred him on.
Strike me down, and I shall return anew. You know not what powers I now possess.
But with the power contained within the blade, Gamma slayed him. However, his rage did not end there. Blinded by shadow and pain, his rampage continued. The dark whispers began to coil around him as he butchered the town that once loved him. And when the Keepers of Balance came in pursuit of the Lich, they encountered him and put a stop to him, but not before he was able to strike one down. A dwarf called lava mantle. The town fell silent. Gamma, corrupted and alone, fell beside them. His body surrounded by death, his hands stained in sorrow, his blood along the cobblestone steps of his family's home, Shroud Haven, burned. They found necromantic texts, the blade, the blood, the ruin, and witnessed the power of these stones firsthand, but one god saw through the shadow. Thistledown, prime god of knowledge, beheld Gamma's soul and saw what the whispers had tried to hide. A man broken but not evil, a soul bent but unburnt. He called upon Hildegard, goddess of the forge, and Giric, god of creation. Together, they would craft a vessel for redemption from ruin. A vessel of celestial steel, a shell of purpose, housing a soul worthy of another chance. Memories faded, wrath quenched, a spark remained. And now you return to the place where ashes became embers, where Gamma's name fell and spark arose. Shielded paladin of astral redemption and knowledge, judge, defender, redeemed, you were forged for more than vengeance. You were made to burn brighter than your past.